welcome back to my YouTube channel. So for today, I'm gonna have a little bit of a chatty video because I'm gonna share with you guys kind of how my reselling part-time hobby is evolving. And it has been a minute, I know, since I uploaded a reselling video, and that's part of what I want to talk to you guys about. I also am pretty excited to share with you guys all the sales I made during the summer months. I'm just going to kind of group the highlights together and share with you guys some what sold as well, because of course I always learn about what works for me and what doesn't every time I make a sale or don't make a sale. So I'm excited to share with you guys all of those things and tips and tricks. So if you want to check out everything I sold during the summer, definitely keep on watching. If you are new here, thanks so much for checking this out. I'm a full-time working mom, but in my spare time, I love making these videos on fashion, beauty, mommy lifestyle, in addition to reselling and a little bit of luxury as well. So if those kind of things sound at all interesting, definitely check out my other videos linked down below, and please consider hitting that subscribe button as well. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back for yet another video. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and share with you all the sales I made for most of June, July, and August, so the main summertime months. And, you know, I did not make a lot of sales, I will say overall, compared to what I used to do. And that's largely what I wanted to talk with you guys about. So I want to keep this a little brief, but as you will be seeing, I will definitely have a somewhat fewer reselling videos on this channel, just because my life dictates that. So what I mean by that is, as I've talked about in the recent What Sold videos, I really have not been listing anywhere near what I used to. And what I used to do is nowhere near what most people do, I will say. This channel is really a way for me to kind of catalog and highlight my journey as a very part-time reseller. Very part-time. It's a total hobby for me. I just love shopping, sourcing items, looking at fashion, and reselling is a great excuse to do that. Plus, you make a little bit of spending money as well, which is always a nice bonus. So it's just pure hobby and enjoyment for me. So given that I've always been a very part-time reseller, and this is just the pure hobby for me, I, in the past, at the height of my listing, would list probably 5 items every 1 to 2 weeks. That's it. Don't cringe. It's not much. I totally get that. But this was just a hobby for me. And when I had a few spare moments, usually on the weekends, I would list a few items. That's what I used to do. This year though, I honestly have been listing close to 0 items, really almost the whole year. And that's just because, you know, life happens, as they say, and now that the pandemic is under better control, at least we're able to manage it more. You know, things are happening more, we're able to travel more, see friends and family more often. My kids are getting older as well, so we just have more activities with them too. So I think for all good reasons, I have to put reselling to the back burner. But the great thing about this is that I'm able to sell through a lot of items that I had listed previously. So even last year or the year before. And I'm super excited to share with you guys in these What Sold videos, things that are still selling, even though I haven't listed anything recently. So I am in what I would say a reseller's rut, right? It's the kind of thing where once you stop listing, it's really hard to get back in the swing of things because you have so many demands put on you every day. I feel like I'm being pulled in so many different directions, like a lot of you, I'm sure, that, you know, if you're just not in the routine, you lose it. So I am in that rut. So if you have any good advice for me on how to get out of this rut, please let me know. I know I probably just have to force myself to do it, but you know, I think I prioritize other things these days. I definitely love reselling though, and I hope to get back more into the swing of things in the next few months, although I know for the remainder of this year, there's a very good chance I'm not going to be able to because of all the commitments I know that I have coming up. I have more work responsibilities. Again, my kids are more active. We have some travel plans in the fall and winter. So we'll see what happens, but that's kind of how I foresee my reselling, is that it's going to be even more of a part-time or very part-time thing. I'm probably going to have fewer What Sold videos, but I'll try to lump them together so that when you do watch these videos, it's actually of some value to you. And I really hope that as a very part-time reseller, where this is a pure hobby for me, these videos might resonate with those of you who are just like me. I always admire the full-time resellers when I watch their videos because, you know, I at some point would love to be there. I never will be. But, you know, I think that that's always inspirational. But if you're like me, where you just love fashion and this is a real hobby for you, hopefully these videos will help you realize that this is something you could do too. If it's something you really enjoy, it's quite sustainable and it's very flexible. So I hope these kind of videos can, you know, give you a little bit of framework as to how you might structure this hobby. All right, so today I'm just gonna share with you the highlights of the summer months. So of course they have the summer slowdown that everyone talks about. I think I experienced that, but most of my slowdown really is my own doing because again, I wasn't listing. So, you know, I've come to terms with that, but I still was pretty thankful that when I actually went through all the sales during these months, you know, it wasn't bad considering I hadn't spent much time on reselling. I also did have my closet on away mode or vacation mode for a good part of the summer because we were traveling. We went to Southern California for a bit, a couple times, and then we also had an end of summer trip to Hawaii, which I vlogged. Check it out. I'll link it down below if you're curious. But for all of these reasons, you know, my closet was on hold or on vacation mode, and I just really wasn't that active on the platform. So I'm thankful for these sales. I'm going to go ahead and jump right into the sales, and I'm going to start with Poshmark first. The first is this pair of shoes by Adam Tucker, Me Too. It was called the Yale Black Suede Loafers, as you can see, in a size 10. You may not be able to see it on these photos, but there definitely was somewhere, which I disclosed. I did receive this in a ThredUp shoe rescue box previously, so I decided, of course, to resell it. Otherwise, I would not pick up Adam Tucker out if I was sourcing on my own because their retail and resale prices obviously aren't great. But this came in a ThredUp shoe rescue box. So ultimately I did sell this for $15 and I made a net earnings of $12 on this pair of shoes. I was happy to move it along. So I am glad that the buyer actually really enjoyed that pair of loafers. I love loafers, perfect for this time of year. So definitely try sourcing loafers, I would say, especially in these cooler months. I mean, they're super popular and classic. The next item was, believe it or not, a bundle. I rarely sell bundles, so I don't really know why I don't sell bundles very often at all. I feel as if I have a decent amount of listings in my closet now where people could find things to bundle pretty easily, but I just don't sell bundles. I don't know why. If you have tips for me, please let me know. If you're a good bundle seller, what are your tips and tricks? Because I don't know. For me, it kind of makes sense because you only pay shipping once, but you know, it's so rare for me. But this was a bundle, which I was happy about. So the first item was a Franco Sarto Fairfax Suede Wedge sandals in a size 7, and these were really unworn and just really excellent, perfect condition. And then the second item was a little kind of crossbody wallet-on strap that I had received as a gift many years ago, and I just really never used. This was new condition as well. It's from Caslon, so from Nordstrom. It was this leather little wallet-on strap. It had a lot of organizational features. I thought it was actually pretty cute, but I just never used it, so it was brand new condition as well. So this was a full price bundled sale, meaning that the buyer bundled these two items together. So the bundle price was $55, and I have an automatic 10% seller discount on any bundle. So that was subtracted, so $5.50. And of course the fee was taken out. So my ultimate net earnings were $39.60 on this bundle, which I was thrilled about because I've had both of these items for quite a bit of time in my closet. So really happy to move them along, and I really hope the buyer enjoyed them. The next item was a swimsuit. This is from Aqua Green. It's a tropical one-piece swimsuit. It was new with tags in a size large. So Aqua Green, I believe, is sold at Target, but I picked this up when I was actually sourcing on my own because it was new with tags. And in general for swimsuits, I really only pick up new with tag ones unless it's, you know, pristine condition. Just because I feel like swimwear is one that people really wanted new with tags if possible. So that's why I picked this up. I really like the pattern as well, honestly. I know this is just a Target brand, but I thought it could do okay. So ultimately this did sell for a full asking price of $30. So my earnings were $24 on the swimsuit. So I made a pretty decent profit. So even off of these Target brands that are really kind of bread and butter brands, you can definitely profit pretty well. But you have to be pretty selective. It has to be a cute style. New with tags definitely helps. And of course, you know, if it's seasonal, it'll help as well. So in the summer months, go figure, a swimsuit sold, no shocker there. But yeah, really happy. I think that in the future I will continue to try to source some Target swimwear. The next item was from Franco Sarto. It was this really cute pair of kind of mixed media style ankle strap pumps. It was called the Davy. It was suede with leather details. It had these little ankle straps, a lower heel, and it was size 7.5. So these were really, really cute. I did accept a best offer of $40, and the net earnings were $32 on this pair of pumps. I personally love this style. I think it had some really cute details and very comfortable as well. Franco Sarto, of course, is another bread and butter type of a brand where I don't think that the retail prices are super high, but you know, it's pretty consistent sellers for me. I think the styles are cute and they're pretty comfortable. So I think Franco Sarto is a good brand to definitely get to know a little bit. All right, so the next item here was one of my favorites during this stretch, and it is a pair of Fry little booties. It was called the Megan Suede Ankle Strap Booty, as you can see here, in a size 9. There was just minimal wear on these booties. I absolutely love Fry. I mean, this comes as no surprise. Fry boots or shooties like this sell really, really well. And it's sold in summer even, of course. So really all time of year, I think you can wear these kind of ankle booties. With dresses or shorts, I think they look super cute as well. So this particular pair of Fry shoes I sold for $75. So my net earnings were $60, which I think was pretty good on this particular shoe. So yes, if I see a good condition Fry item, I almost always tend to pick it up. Next up, I have a pair of jeans. It's the AG or Adriano Goldschmied pair of jeans. It was called the Athena, and it was a cropped kind of straight leg type of look here in a size 25. I never really know how well cropped jeans will do, but any time that it's going to sell in the summer. So that was true with this pair as well. So I did sell it for a best offer of $34. So my net earnings are $27.20, which again for me was pretty good, especially for a pair of cropped jeans. AG again is a very bread and butter type of brand in my Poshmark and eBay stores, just because I think it retails definitely for quite a bit of money. The resale potential isn't all that great, but they're pretty consistent. So I think it's worthwhile if you can get it for a good deal. The next item is a sweater cardigan from Caslon, so another Nordstrom piece. And it was a wool blend marl knit open front cardigan, just super pretty as you see here. I think it's perfect as we go into some cooler months. It was a size medium, and I did sell it for a best offer of $20, so my earnings were $16. So not a great price point to resell for. I didn't pay too much for it, but really honestly, it wasn't worth my time to source this. And you know, lessons learned. This is an item that I've had for quite some time, I'm embarrassed to say. So in the future, I definitely will not source Caslon, I think, ever. I will say it's probably just not worth it for me, at least, given that I'm such a part-time reseller. The items that I decide to spend my time listing have to be ones that I think are really, really worthwhile in terms of resale potential. And Caslon just wouldn't make the cut anymore. So I'm always happy to kind of move these items along. Nonetheless, to purchase items for myself when I'm shopping, I love Caslon. I think it's a great brand at Nordstrom. I definitely will still purchase it for myself, but for reselling, it's just really not worth it anymore. But this is just a really beautiful cardigan nonetheless. The next item was a pair of J. Crew flats. It was from J. Crew Factory. It was called the Anya Black Leather Ballet Flats in a size 7. So I ultimately did sell this for an offer of $20, so my earnings were $16. And again, this had just very, very minimal wear. And this is just classic black leather ballet flats from J. Crew. I mean, you just cannot go wrong. Of course, it was J. Crew Factory, so, you know, that didn't help much in terms of resale potential. So I thought a $20 offer was, you know, pretty decent. So I was happy to finally move these along. I believe I actually sourced these on my own. And I like to pick up sometimes just basic classic ones like this, just because, you know, people can always use this in their wardrobe. So I was happy that that finally moved along. And then one final item that sold during this stretch in the summer, and an item perfect for summer, it's this loft tank blouse. It was new without tags, and I listed it as such because it still had the security tag attached to the label, and it was in pristine condition, so it hadn't been used at all. So this was in a size large, and I accepted a best offer of $18. So my net earnings were $14.40 on this top. For me, that's excellent to sell a loft blouse for $14 net profit. I think was pretty good. I did source this for a decent amount though, so I made a little bit of extra profit, but not a whole lot. This is another item that I would definitely not pick up these days, but this is one of my original items that I had sourced, and you know, was still kind of taking a feel for what would sell and what wouldn't, but loft is one that I definitely pass on these days. Alright, so those were all the sales on Poshmark, so now I'm going to get ahead and move on into some eBay sales. So over the summer, I did have some decent eBay sales, I'll say. I spent even less time on eBay than I do on Poshmark, believe it or not, such that I haven't listed anything on eBay again for a very long time. I'm not really active on the platform, but I do have some old listings on there that we're selling through this summer, so I think, you know, it's definitely worthwhile hearing about them because you always learn from every sale that we make, of course. So the first item that I want to share with you guys that sold on eBay was this Nike long sleeve mesh crop top in a size small. So I thought this was really trendy. The crop top style I think is really popular. It was kind of mixed media, good for layering too if you'd like, and it sold for a best offer of $22 on eBay, which I thought was a pretty fair offer. So the next item that sold was actually from another ThredUp Rescue shoebox that I'm still selling through, and for me it was a pretty unique find. The brand is Brother Veliz. The Burkina Bow Ethiopian slides. It was leather lined, and when I first got this in the box, I had to do some research as to the brand, and I realized that these slides retail for quite a bit of money, so I was super thrilled to get this. It was in a size 7, and I did accept a best offer on these of $75, which is pretty good for a pair of slides like this. And as you can see, there definitely was some wear on it, so it's definitely not in brand new condition by any means. So I thought that was a very, very good, reasonable offer. But this is definitely a Bolo brand to look out for. This Ethiopian leather slides, Brother Veliz, I think is a brand to definitely watch out for. So I was really, really excited about this particular one. The next item was one of my bread and butter eBay sellers, and that's from Eileen Fisher. So this particular item was a beautiful red wool cashmere blend coat in a size extra large. There are so many nice features to this. I think the brand is bread and butter, especially on eBay. I think Eileen Fisher does better. It was perfect for going to the cooler months as we are in, and it was a cashmere wool blend, just really beautiful fabrication. So I think there are many sellable features to this particular item. So I did sell it for a best offer of $60, which I think was quite reasonable. I did profit a decent amount off of this as well. And really, I love selling outerwear. The reason is, of course, it takes up a lot of space in inventory if you're storing outerwear. So if I have it, I want to move it quickly because, you know, I need to make extra room in my inventory space. So always happy when a coat like this sells. The next item was a really pretty pair of shoes from Seychelles. So this was a blue suede leather mini wedge ankle strap sandal, as you can see here, in excellent condition in a size 6.5. I don't think there was really any significant wear on this particular pair of shoes. I love selling Seychelles. It's another brand that I always look for. I know it's sold at Anthropologie and other places as well. Definitely Nordstrom too, I know, and I'm sure many other places. But it's another very bread and butter type of brand. People love the styles that they put out, and they're very familiar with the line because it's sold, you know, pretty readily at retail. So I think this is a great brand to keep your eye out for. And the styles really, I think, are kind of the moment and trendier pieces, which I really, really like sourcing as well. The next item was another favorite, and this was a retail arbitrage find. So this is a Free People jacket, and it was called the Rays of Light jacket. This was new at Tags because it was retail arbitrage in a size small. So a little bit of a story with this one. You may, if you watch this channel regularly, I don't know if any of you do, but if you do, thank you. And you would have seen the same jacket sell several months back. And this is the second item that I have purchased at the time. So I got 2 of them, both in a size small, I believe. I sold one previously for a pretty good price point, not quite as good as this one sold. And then the second one, I had just left up my previous listing on eBay. I decided not to take it down because I knew I had another one in my inventory. I didn't relist this on Poshmark though because, you know, I was just lazy, honestly. And, you know, I actually thought I was going to keep this for myself. So I had one active listing on eBay, The same listing I had when the previous one sold. So I don't know, I kind of forgot about it. And then this sold for full asking price of $100. So I was thrilled. Although I really wanted to keep this for myself, I couldn't pass up a $100 sale, obviously. So yeah, I sold this. I made a decent profit off of this. I purchased this via retail arbitrage, so always happy when these items move along. And I got a really great positive feedback comment where the buyer just was really thrilled with the piece. So yeah, I made it all that much better as well. So definitely keep your eye out for these unique Free People styles. I think can do pretty well. And then one final sale that I made during this stretch on eBay, and that was just a basic top from Lush. It was a mixed media mohair blend sheer long sleeve gray blouse, as you can see here. It was in a size small, and I sold it for best offer of 15 bucks. So not a huge seller, but I was happy it moved along. This is an item that I picked up when I was in the beginning phases of reselling, so really wasn't familiar with these brands. You know, I personally love the style. It's in excellent condition, mohair blend. You know, there are some sellable features to it, but Lush is a brand that I always leave behind now. It just does not resell for a lot, as you can tell. So I was just really happy to finally move this piece along. All right, guys, so there you have it. Those are all the sales that I made during most of the summer months. Even while I was on vacation and just not very active on the platforms, as you can see, I had a pretty decent amount of sales, especially as a very part-time reseller. So I hope you learned a little bit about price points and what types of brands and styles are selling for me these days. Comment down below what was your favorite piece in this video, and also what are your favorite recent sales that you've made as well. Anyway, thank you so much for watching yet another video. I hope you're staying safe and healthy. I will see you in my next one. Bye.